As the final rays of sun dipped below the skyline in Madrid and the golden morning broke over Rio de Janeiro, a new chapter in football quietly began to unfold. In Brazil, Carlo Ancelotti, one of the most decorated managers the sport has ever known, stepped in front of the cameras ready to embrace the pressure and passion that comes with leading the Seleção. His presence was commanding his reputation, unquestioned, but amidst all the chatter about tactics, ambitions, and the journey ahead with Brazil, it was a name whispered in the background that truly stirred intrigue: David Ancelotti. While the press in South America focused on the elder Ancelotti's vision for a Brazilian resurgence far away in Glasgow, supporters of Rangers Football Club were hanging on to every word for a different reason altogether. Because in recent weeks, amidst managerial uncertainty and a fan base desperate for revival, a rumor has taken root and grown at speed. That rumor that David Ancelotti's son and longtime assistant to Carlo is being seriously considered as the next man to take the reins at Ibrox. It's the kind of story that catches you off guard. Just a few weeks ago, David was barely on the radar for most Scottish football fans. Now he's the name on everyone's lips, the focus of countless debates in pubs, podcasts, and social media threads. The idea of him arriving in Glasgow has gone from idle speculation to a very real possibility, and for a support base craving boldness, identity, and a new vision, the possibility of welcoming a young, tactically sharp figure like Ancelotti Jr. has been like a jolt of electricity. Let's rewind for a moment. Rangers find themselves once again at a crossroads. With Philippe Clement's departure confirmed, the club's leadership is under enormous pressure to make a statement with their next appointment. It can't just be a safe pair of hands. It needs to be someone who understands the weight of expectation that comes with managing Rangers. Someone capable of lifting silverware domestically while re-establishing the club's presence on the European stage. In short, it needs to be a visionary. And perhaps surprisingly, David Ancelotti is starting to look like just that. Now, for those less familiar, David isn't some privileged son riding the coattails of a famous father. Yes, he's grown up in football, royalty, but he's carved out a reputation of his own in the corridors of power at clubs like Bayern Munich, Napoli, Everton, and most recently Real Madrid. In each role, he's been praised for his tactical intelligence, attention to detail, and ability to connect with players across cultures and backgrounds. Insiders speak of his meticulous preparation and progressive ideas, a modern coach with an old-school understanding of what it takes to win. The twist came last night when Carlo Ancelotti, speaking in his first official press conference as Brazil boss, dropped a line that sent shockwaves through Scottish football. Asked about the possibility of David joining him on the Brazilian bench, the legendary coach was unusually candid. David is currently in negotiations with a European club, he said. It didn't feel right to bring him into this setup while that was ongoing. If he joins that club, I wish him all the best. If not, of course, he's welcome back with us. With those few words, the speculation gained a whole new layer of credibility, and you didn't need to be an expert in reading between the lines to figure out which European club Carlo was referring to. All signs point to Rangers. The timing, the rumors, the sources close to both the Ancelottis and the club, all of it fits. And if Rangers were looking for a signal that David is serious about stepping out from his father's shadow and leading a team of his own, they just got it. The mood in Glasgow has shifted dramatically. What started as a long-shot rumor is now being viewed as a genuinely exciting possibility. It's a left-field choice, no doubt, but it might be exactly what Rangers need. A fresh face with elite-level experience, unburdened by the local managerial merry-go-round and hungry to prove himself on his own terms. Supporters ever passionate and deeply knowledgeable are already diving into David's coaching background, analyzing Real Madrid's setups under Carlo, watching interviews and reading every scrap of information available. Some are cautious, understandably so. Taking the helm at Ibrox is no small task, especially for someone without prior experience as a number one. But others see the upside, the potential for something new and dynamic. And perhaps most importantly, they sense that Ancelotti Jr. wants this, not just for the opportunity, but for the challenge, the legacy. Behind the scenes at Ibrox, discussions have reportedly intensified. The club knows it has to act swiftly but smartly. Pre-season looms, recruitment plans hang in the balance, and fans are demanding clarity. Bringing in someone like David Ancelotti would be a gamble, yes, but it could also be the spark that ignites a new era. There's precedent for this kind of appointment working wonders. Look across Europe and you'll find examples of young coaches stepping up, bringing fresh perspectives and transforming the fortunes of historic clubs. And let's not forget, David wouldn't be coming alone. His contacts, his network, his understanding of elite level standards, these are assets Rangers can tap into. He could modernize the training approach, implement innovative tactics, and crucially attract players who might not have considered Scottish football otherwise. The Ancelotti name carries weight, but more than that, David's own growing reputation is beginning to open doors. Of course, this potential appointment doesn't exist in a vacuum. It comes amid broader change at the club. Rangers are set to welcome back a host of first-team players from loan spells, including Ben Davies-Kieran, Dow, and Robbie Fraser, who recently helped Livingston earn promotion back to the Premiership. These returning players add depth, but also raise questions about who fits into the new vision, who stays, who goes, and who will be at the center of the rebuild. The reality is that the next manager will need to make quick, firm decisions. They'll have to bring cohesion to a squad that at times has lacked identity. They'll need to balance youth and experience, build belief, and reclaim dominance from Celtic. It's a monumental task, but one that someone like David Ancelotti might just be ready for. You get the feeling that this isn't just about football. It's about timing, legacy, and ambition. David has spent over a decade in the trenches of elite football. He's watched his father command dressing rooms filled with egos and legends. He's absorbed lessons from victories and defeats, and now as he enters his late 30s, he might be ready to step into the spotlight in his own right. And what better stage than Ibrox? As all this unfolds, fans will be watching every development with anticipation. Could this be the bold move that reshapes Rangers for the next generation? Could a name associated with the pinnacle of European football become the architect of a new vibrant identity in Govan? There's still uncertainty, yes, but there's also a buzz, a growing belief that something special might just be brewing. And when Carlo Ancelotti, a man who knows football inside and out, effectively gives his son the green light to take the leap, you have to wonder, are we about to witness the rise of a new Ancelotti era, this time not in Madrid or Milan, but in the heart of Glasgow? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, David Ancelotti isn't in the shadows anymore. And Rangers might just be the perfect place for him to shine. While David Ancelotti's name continues to gather momentum, Rangers' offseason isn't only about who might be coming in. It's also very much about who's coming back and what to do with them. This summer, 9 players are set to return to the squad after loan spells, and each one brings their own storyline, their own stakes in the next chapter of the club. For any incoming manager, especially someone like Ancelotti stepping into his first senior role, these returning faces won't just be squad options. There'll be early challenges, tests of judgment and authority right out the gate. Ben Davies is one of the more recognizable names. The centre-back spent the full season at Birmingham City, where he was a consistent presence, helping them secure promotion from League One. There's a quiet hope among some at Ibrox that his experience and renewed confidence could be valuable in a backline that has often lacked stability. Alongside him is Kieran Dow, who joined midway through the campaign and managed to make a real impact, netting 5 goals and providing 5 assists in just over 20 appearances. Both players have something to prove and will be eager to stake their claim during preseason. Then there's Robbie Fraser, a young left-back who might just be on the cusp of a breakthrough. He played a key role at Livingston during the latter half of the season and was instrumental in their successful promotion push. His full 90-minute performance in their playoff victory over Ross County showed maturity beyond his years. With his contract running until 2026, the club may see this as the ideal moment to bring him into the fold full-time and let him compete for a regular spot. But not every return tells a positive story. Rabah Matando's loan stint at Hanover did little to change perceptions of his inconsistency. The Welsh winger, once tipped for big things, now finds himself needing a dramatic turnaround to justify his place in the plans moving forward. Likewise, Jose Cifuentes, despite managing a goal in Greece's top flight with Aris Thessaloniki, didn't exactly set the league alight. Both have deals stretching into the next few years, but time might be running out unless they show something dramatic in training and preseason friendlies. The homegrown talents, Cole McKinnon, Adam Devine, and Kieran Wright, all spent time in the Scottish Championship this past season. While each has shown glimpses of potential, they also face the harsh reality that breaking into the Rangers first team is no easy feat. With their contracts nearing an end this summer, could mark a fork in the road step up or move on. Then there's Leon King, who joined Queen's Park in February and managed 8 appearances. The young defender has long been considered one for the future, but expectations have to be managed. Development isn't always linear, and the demands at Ibrox don't leave much room for slow burners. In the midst of all these returns and reshuffles, another name popped up in recent headlines: Neil Warnock. The veteran English manager, never shy about his admiration for Rangers, admitted that taking charge at Ibrox had long been a dream. His affection for the club goes back decades, and even when he was briefly managing Aberdeen, he made no secret of his soft spot for the blue side of Glasgow. Speaking recently, Warnock revealed his regret that the job never came his way, hinting that political maneuverings behind the scenes might have cost him the opportunity. His comments stirred a mix of nostalgia and what-ifs among older fans who remember his name being floated during previous managerial searches. And while his time may have passed in terms of taking the job, now his critique of Philippe Clement raised some eyebrows. Warnock didn't hold back, calling the former boss arrogant and suggesting there was never any real connection there. That kind of bluntness might be typical of Warnock, but it also underlined something deeper: the emotional disconnect that developed between Clement and a large section of the support. It's that same disconnect that now fuels the desire for someone like David Ancelotti to come in and bridge the gap, to restore a sense of identity, unity, and modernity. Rangers fans don't just want success, they want to believe in the project. Again! They want a manager who reflects the club's values and aspirations, not someone who's simply passing through or treating the role as a stepping stone. And then, just as the noise around managerial speculation reached fever pitch, another twist landed, this time from Janis Hagi. The attacking midfielder, recently released by the club, finally broke his silence and offered a refreshingly honest assessment of his situation. Free from contract for the first time in his professional life, he admitted he doesn't yet know where he'll go next. But one thing was clear: he leaves Rangers with pride in what he achieved. Hagi spoke with maturity, highlighting how his time at Ibrox allowed him to turn his career around, and how he's trying to make the best possible decision for both his national team ambitions and personal growth. Still just 26, he's well aware that his next move could define the next decade of his career. And while his departure didn't come with fireworks or grand tributes, it's left a quiet impact. He leaves with dignity and respect, and fans will wish him well. All these elements, the managerial hunt, the returning loanees, the reflections of past candidates, the farewells, paint a picture of a club standing on the edge of transformation. It's a delicate moment, one filled with tension, but also immense opportunity. And as the days roll on and decisions are made, the picture will become clearer. But for now, eyes remain fixed on David Ancelotti. The path is open. The invitation, whether formal or just in spirit, is there. If he takes it, he'll be walking into one of the most passionate, demanding, and storied environments in all of football. And if he succeeds, it won't just be about stepping out of his father's shadow. It'll be about creating something of his own in a place where legends are made and remembered forever. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. There's been a fair bit of chatter across the terraces and down the streets of Glasgow this week, with the latest whispers suggesting that Rangers may well have pipped their old rival Celtic in the pursuit of a promising young talent. Fray south of the border, word is that the Light Blues are in pole position to secure the signature of BLACKBURN Rovers rising star TYRHYS Dolan. While no official confirmation has been forthcoming fray either club nor the player himself, it's understood that the 22-year-old forward has been on the radar of both Glasgow Giants for some time now. Dolan's versatility across the front line, coupled with his explosive pace and work ethic, have reportedly made him a sought-after prospect as both Rangers and Celtic look to bolster their squads ahead of a pivotal summer of rebuilding. Insiders close to the situation hint that Rangers are edged ahead in the race, impressing the lad with their vision for his development and the lure of potential European football under the lights at Ibrox. with Michael Beale, or whomever might be at the helm come next season, keen to inject fresh blood into the attack. Dolan's arrival could signal the beginning of a new era in Govan. It's believed that BLACKBURN, who narrowly missed out on promotion this term, would be reluctant to part with one of their brightest prospects. But a reasonable offer for the girls, sweetened by the players' apparent openness to a move north, could prove decisive. Meanwhile, across the city, there's a palpable sense of frustration as the Hoops, who are also monitoring Dolan closely, seem to be losing ground. Some Parkhead faithful had hoped to see the youngster don the green and white, adding further depth to Brendan Rodgers' wide options. Of course, in the murky waters of transfer speculation, nothing is certain until the paperwork's signed and the scarves are held aloft. But as it stands, the rumor mill is turning a full pelt, and many reckon that TYRHYS Dolan could soon be swapping Ewood Park for Ibrox in what would be seen as a significant coup for Rangers. Time will tell if these whispers amount to more than just idle pub talk. But one thing's for sure, the transfer battle between Glasgow's giants shows no signs of cooling down anytime soon. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.